Okay, so in this video, I wanted to introduce some more background in mathematical logic. Mainly, I want to introduce logical symbols, symbolic logic, so that you can kind of combine logical statements into making a more complex logical statements. So let's first jump to our notes, and then we'll tackle that worksheet. Okay. All right. So recall what logical statements are. So sentences are called logical statements, sometimes called propositions. If you can determine if it's either true or false, but not both and not neither, right? So logical statements have to have one of the two possible truth values. Okay. So let's do some examples. So let's say we have two statements. Today is Friday. Actually, let me change the color of the pen. Okay. So today is Friday is a logical statement. So depending on when you're watching this video, this might be a true statement or it might be a false statement. And another logical statement could be new paradox video is posted today. Okay. So one way to combine these two types of logical statements is with what's called conjunction. And it's easiest to think about it as the English word and. So in symbols, what we usually do is use this caret symbol. It looks like an upside down V. So if you use the example above and write A caret B, you read that as A and B. The meaning of it is you combine those two statements, and if they're both true, then the combined sentence is true. So today is Friday, and a new paradox video is posted. So this is going to be true if both of these statements are both true. Okay. This is one way to express what the and symbol does. So on the left-hand side of this truth table, we have all possible combinations of what the truth values for A and B. So A could be either true or false, and B could be also true or false. When you combine it with the and symbol, the combined statement is true only if both A and B are true. In any other combination of truth values for A and B, the combined sentence gives you false. So for example, we're looking at today is Friday and new paradox video is posted. So if today was Wednesday, then the first statement is false. The next statement could be true, right? Because I'm supposed to post paradox videos on Wednesday as well. But if at least one of them is false, then entire statement is false. That's how the word and works. So it combines two simpler sentences and make a one new sentence out of those. Okay. Another logical connectives is what's called disjunction. This is a fancier word for the English meaning of or, more specifically, inclusive or. So the word or in English language is slightly ambiguous. Sometimes they mean one or the other, but not both. And sometimes it means one or the other, or both. So one or the other or both is what's called inclusive or. I'll get to an example in a second. The symbol we use to describe disjunction is the symbol that looks like a V. Right? So if I write A or B here, the meaning of that new sentence is today is Friday, or new paradox video is posted, or both. Like today's Friday and the new paradox video is posted both at the same time. So this thing is true if at least one of the two statements are true. So either today's Friday, or maybe it's a Wednesday, a new paradox video was posted, or both are true at the same time. Okay. So this is where I want to kind of bring up an example to distinguish between inclusive or and exclusive or. So an example of how inclusive or is used is maybe like it is unethical during pandemic time to host sleepovers or hoard toilet papers, right? So in this case, it is unethical to host sleepovers, and it's also unethical to hoard toilet papers. And it's also kind of implied by how the sentence was structured that both hosting a sleepover and hoarding toilet paper at the same time, that's also unethical. So it's phrased in a way such that it's one or the other or both is bad, opposed to a way exclusive or is used. So an example of something like that is a sentence: the lunch special comes with soup or salad. So when the menu says that, oh, you could just comes with soup or salad, what they really mean is soup. You could have soup or you could have salad, but not both, right? So you cannot have soup and salad. That will usually cost you extra, right? So this is a different type of or that's used in English language called exclusive or. So in logic, we have to have unambiguous meaning to symbols. So if we're talking about exclusive or, we should be using this other symbol that it looks like a plus symbol with a circle around it. And unfortunately, in English, we use the same word or, and it's up to the interpreter to just kind of know which is which. But for us, this disjunction, this symbol, the V looking symbol, is going to mean inclusive or. And if we actually want to mean exclusive or, we could use this symbol instead. Okay. And here's the truth table for both of them. So when we're looking at the inclusive or, you get truth value if at least one of the two statements are true. The only way we can get false is if both A and B are false at the same time. Exclusive or is similar, except if they're both true, then it gives you a false sentence when you put it together. You cannot have both soup and salad. But it gives a true statement if one of them is T and the other one is false. One more connective. I think this is the simplest connective. So what's called the negation is what we usually think of the word not in English language. When we write this in symbols, we use this funny looking symbol. It looks like a minus sign, but there's like a little hook at the right end. It looks like a upper right corner of a piece of paper or something. So if you put this connective in front of a proposition or logical sentence, then it flips the meaning of the sentence. So if I put it in front of today is Friday, it becomes today is not Friday. And truth table is simple. You just kind of flipped whatever truth value you had before when you put the not symbol in front of it. Okay. So let's practice a little bit. Okay. So let's say P is a true statement. It could be anything that you could think of. Then try to figure out what is the truth value of each of these 5 statements. Maybe you can pause a little bit so you can kind of take a look at it and give it an honest shot. And after the pause, I will go through each of the expressions separately. So go ahead and try it out. Okay. The first one is the and symbol. So if P is true and Q is false, the and symbol will give you only true if both of the left and the right hand side was true to begin with. In this case, only one of them is true and the other one is false. So altogether, this is considered a false statement. Okay. On this second expression, we have a false statement or true statement. So when we're using inclusive or, if at least one of them is true, the whole thing becomes true. So this inside the parentheses, this becomes a true statement. But there's a negation sign in front. So the negation in front of a true statement becomes false. Okay. On the third one, we look at the inside the parentheses first. So Q is a false statement, but it has a not symbol in front. So not Q is a true statement. And then we're taking that true statement or P, which is another true statement. You only needed one of them to be true, but if they're both true, this thing is still true because it's an inclusive or. So the statement turns out to be true. Notice how the second and the third problem, the problem looks exactly the same except for the placement or parentheses. So order in which you evaluate these connectives does make a difference. So sometimes you have to put parentheses to be unambiguous. The next sentence, not P, this is called double negatives. So if you take P, which is a true statement, and you flip the value twice, you come back to what we started with. So this is equivalent to the original statement P. This is true. And let's look at the last one. P is a true statement and not Q is a true statement. So true statement and true statement put together, we get true statement in the end. I hope that made sense. If that went a little bit quick, please rewind and rewatch and see if you can work out why each of those steps work out. Okay, so now I want to go to, let's see, our worksheet. Okay, and this is covering the same 3 connectives. So what I want you to do is take a moment and kind of translate like the structure. So translate from English sentences that we have into connectives, symbolic logic, structure of the sentence. I'll do the first one with you. So if P is a sentence I am on campus, and Q is the sentence, I am eating lunch. I am not eating lunch is the opposite of Q. So I would write down not Q. I should say that when you're typing this out in Word, it might be difficult to get the logical symbols to come out. Okay, if you can find the font that has those symbols, that's okay. One thing you could do is you can kind of highlight it and copy and paste, so you could use that symbol. If you're not sure how to type those out, or if you can write it, you could just type out not Q, and that'll be fine with me. And same with and or. As long as you could get across what you meant by it, I'm fine with it. So I want you to try out the next two sentences, and in fact, actually, all of these. So number 2 basically asks you to do the same thing. Try to come up with components of sentences and describe the structure of the sentence using those connectives. So please pause and try it out. And afterwards, I'll just point out a couple of the things that that might come up while you're doing this. So go ahead, pause and write it out. Okay. All right. So from my experience, there's a couple places where you might gotten hold back. So here, what I want you to do is just kind of translate. So you do not have to worry about if either the sentence you're writing is true or not. So for example, on this sentence, Ariel and Belle are both characters in Beauty and the Beast. If you know a little bit about Disney, this might give you hesitation, right? Because Belle is a character in Beauty and the Beast, but Ariel is not. So, but all you're doing here is just translating. So you could write down the structure of a false sentence. That's totally okay. So maybe if A is the sentence that the Ariel is a character in Beauty and the Beast, and B is a sentence that they both Belle is a character in Beauty and the Beast. The sentence is just A and B. Um, B happens to be a true statement, and A happens to be a false statement. A and B gives you a false statement overall, but don't worry about the truth value here. This is what I was looking for. So don't worry too much about the meaning, if the truth value for this problem. Another part that might have held you back is this word but. So but is something that we don't have a symbol for, but really uh, it means the same thing as and, as far as the logical value goes. So there are three things that's being said in this sentence, right? Bob likes burger, Tina likes burgers, but Luis does not like burgers. So uh, it's saying Bob likes burgers and Tina likes burgers. Um, and it's saying but it's really also the third sentence, right? So you could just say, and Luis does not like burgers. So maybe not L is the sentence that it's trying to get at. So, but could be replaced with and in this case. I hope that made sense. Okay. All right. I will see you guys next week.